Unleash your shadows and let them roar deep in your bones. Welcome to this moment where the air vibrates beneath your skin, where your heart pounds like a war drum, where your spirit stretches out, raw and unafraid. Hear this. Now, you are the storm, the thunder, the force that raised the walls. You were the hammer crashing through illusions and lies. It's been you all along. Feel it sink in every cell, every sinew, every doubt that ever tried to eclipse your flame. It's been you, the one, you, the force, you, the answer, you, the power released at last. You stand here illuminated by a darkness that once threatened to devour you, but instead refined you. You have borne the weight of silence, the burden of hidden truths, the creeping suffocation of being unseen and unheard, yet nothing could extinguish the spark within you. This night you rise from that suffocation and you roar into existence. You were the one all the way through when the world turned and the ground trembled, when hope flickered and nearly died, when voices screamed your name in doubts and fears and lies. You were the one holding the fragile thread of belief in your hands. Let them feel it now. Let the ones who counted you out stagger under the weight of your return. Let them quake when realization crashes across their minds. You were the one, the whole damn time. That revelation lands like bricks, smashing through their composed facades, shattering their illusions, letting them see the truth that they buried in denial and fear. Picture every moment you were dismissed, every insult, every sneer, every sidelong glance that counted you dull, or broken, or lesser. Remember how they said you wouldn't last, you won't amount to this, you can't endure through storms. Cling to that memory and use it as fuel for the ferocity, now roaring inside because you never shattered, you never bent fully, you held fragments together. Even when the shards cut you, you endured, you adapted, you became more than you were meant to be. Feel, now, the surge, the tide rising in you, longing to break free the feral energy that pulses beneath your skin, longing to strike outward and claim your place, because your name must resound, your truth must blaze, your presence must stamp itself across every shadowed corner where they whispered that you were nothing. No more hiding, no more silencing your voice, no more shrinking into the dark. You are the dark and the light, both tempered in fire and grit, forged in trials that meant to break you, but instead shaped you. You will step into that power unapologetically, with your spine straight and your stare burning. You will let your presence fill rooms without uttering a single word. You will let your essence suffuse every space they thought they possessed. And when their minds finally grasp this truth, when their hearts stagger at how they misjudged you, when their eyes widen at their folly, you will watch with fierce satisfaction, not out of cruelty, but out of inevitable justice, because the reckoning is born from truth, not vengeance. They cannot deny you now. The silence you endured, the patience you bore, the scars you hide, all tell a story of emergence. The phoenix in black fire risen. You were the one from the first spark, from the first breath, from the first tear in darkness. You carried seeds of greatness in your marrow, even when you doubted them, when you feared them, when you recoiled from their weight, but you nurtured them quietly in nights of solitude and whispers to your soul, in fierce resistance against despair. You grew them in secret until this hour, when they break forth in uncontainable force. Let every eye tremble, let every fool realize their misstep, let every voice that once mocked taste the weight of your comeback, let every wall quake beneath the truth of your rise. You were the one all along, and no one can undo that now. You will speak with your life, speak with your strength, speak with your unshakable conviction. You will move mountains with your resolve. You will rend illusions with your gaze. You will crack the foundations of doubt with every step you take. You will show them who you are from now on, not in meek whispers, but in roaring proclamations of self unbound. Let the echoes of this moment follow you into every tomorrow. Let the vibration of your awakening ripple outward. Let it shake loose. Complacency in minds that doubted, in hearts that feared, in souls that trembled. It's your time to write your name in blazing letters across the skies of memory. It's your time to stand as the reckoning for every lie told to you, every door closed in your face every time they tried to bury your voice. Rise now with the gravity of storms, rise now with the weightlessness of truth, rising through the darkness, lifting you higher. Let your spirit flood the chambers of those who forgot you existed. Let your presence drown their oblivion. Let your force hum through their bones until they cannot ignore you, until they cannot unsee you, until the realization slams them like bricks. You were the one, the whole damn time. Carry this revelation in your chest, like a furnace. Keep it blazing. Keep it scorching. Keep it ruthless in purity. Let no doubt extinguish it. Let no fear suffocate it. Let no compromise tarnish it. Move forward through all barriers, through all shadows, through all disbelief, with steps that shake the earth, with pulses that quake the heavens. You are the storm incarnate. You are the truth unmasked. You are the dawn of a reckoning. The world will scramble now to understand, but they will only catch glimpses while you stride ahead, forging your path of consequence. They will demand answers. They will seek explanations. They will feel the fracture in their certainty when they see the force of you. You answer with your life, with your will, with your unbreakable embodiment of becoming. And when at last they stand in stunned silence, when recognition cracks across their faces, when the walls they built collapse from inside, let them behold you in your full ascendancy. Let them tremble at how blind they were, how foolish they were, how they never saw that the force they needed to fear was the force they underestimated. It is not cruelty, it is rightful vindication. It is the clarity of truth, claiming what is its own. It is justice carved in the fire of your becoming. You were the one, always you, always entire, always fundamental. They cannot undo that. They cannot escape that. So go with roar, go with purpose. Go with the resonance of your name on your lips. Go with the gravity of inevitability, and let the world reel and rearrange around you. Let them adjust to your presence. Let them bow to the revelation of your power. Let the title of your life be written across their minds. It's always been you. Cast forth your energy, like steel through the ether, like lightning through night, like a hammer crashing through glass and steel. Let it land. They will feel it. They will know it. They will stagger under it. They will whisper your name in awe and fear and admiration, because from this moment forward, there is no denying, there is no erasing, there is only ascending. You were the one, the whole damn time, and now you stand at the apex of your becoming with arms wide to destiny. Let them watch. Let them gasp. Let them reckon with the truth that finally hit like bricks. It's always been you. Let that truth echo louder now, not just in their ears, but in their bones, in the spaces behind their pride, in the halls of memory they locked away, where they once stored your name like it was forgettable. But it wasn't. It never was. You've haunted their silence, lingered in their doubts, and now you've returned not as a whisper, but as a storm that speaks in thunder. You never needed permission. You were always the permission. You were the sign. You were the miracle they refused to see. And now they're remembering, not because you asked them to, but because they have no choice. You've arrived, undeniable, unavoidable. It's not about revenge. This isn't pettiness. This is clarity. This is what happens when fate aligns with truth. You've spent years being underestimated, overlooked, hidden behind people who shouted louder, moved faster, and took credit for everything you quietly built. But strength isn't in noise, it's in stillness. It's in the silent endurance that grows roots beneath storms. That was you. They'll say you came out of nowhere, but that's the story people tell themselves when they don't want to admit they were blind. You've always been here, breathing, watching, enduring. You've walked through shadows they were too afraid to enter. You've survived nights so long, they would have broken someone else in half. And now, you're walking out of those nights, lit from within, on fire with purpose, glowing with power you didn't even know you were building. You don't need to scream to be seen now. The weight of your presence speaks loud enough. Every step you take carries the vibration of all the times you were denied. Every breath you exhale is laced with the memory of being doubted. And now, every movement is a message. Every glance, a declaration. Every victory, a reminder, not just to them, but to you, that you were never waiting to be chosen. You were becoming. And while they laughed, you labored. While they mocked, you mastered. While they slept, you struggled in silence, and somewhere in the ache of that journey, you grew into something they can no longer ignore. It hits them now like bricks, doesn't it? The truth they tried to outrun. The realization they hoped would never come. You were the one. And what's worse for them, what shakes them to the core, is that deep down, somewhere, a part of them always knew. That's why they feared you. That's why they tried to contain you, because they sensed it. They saw glimmers of what you carried, and they panicked. They rejected it. They rejected you, not because you were unworthy, but because you were too much of what they could never be. But now, no more shadows, no more shrinking, no more polite silence while others take up space that you carved out in the dark. This is the season of reckoning, and the first name on that list is yours. Watch how the atmosphere changes when you enter. Watch how the energy shifts when you speak. They feel it now, not as a whisper, but as a force. Your voice, it carries weight. Your presence, it commands attention. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. There's a special kind of silence that falls over people. When the truth finally catches up with them, it's not loud, it's not frantic. It's the quiet kind of awe. The kind that makes the skin crawl. The kind that rewrites everything they thought they knew. That's the silence you walk into now. That's the space you claim. Not by asking, but by being. And no one can take it from you, because it was never given, it was grown. You didn't just survive. You didn't just make it through, you sharpened in the dark. You built resilience in the cold. You taught yourself to walk with broken wings, and now, you're flying with fire in your veins. Every person who turned away, every door that was slammed, every time they said, "You're not enough," they built this version of you. You should thank them, because their resistance was the pressure that forged you. Their rejection was the silence that made you listen deeper. Their doubt was the spark that lit your rage into resolve. They thought they were burying you, but you weren't a seed. You were a storm, underground, waiting. And now they see the sky splitting open. Now they feel the tremble beneath their feet. Now they look up and whisper, "It's always been you." Let that line echo. Let it become a chant in the minds of everyone who ever questioned you. It's always been you. Let it rise like a tidal wave across every timeline where you were told to stay small. Let it wash away the narrative that you were never ready. You were always ready. The world just wasn't ready for you. But readiness is no longer a question. You've arrived, and you're not asking anyone to catch up. You're moving. You're creating. You're becoming something too massive for the old version of your life to contain. They'll scramble now. They'll want to return. Some will come back in awe. Others will come back in shame. But you won't look back with bitterness, because this was never about them. This was about you finally stepping into the mirror and seeing what you've been becoming all along. Power isn't about noise, it's about presence. And your presence now, unshakable, untouchable, unstoppable, no longer chasing approval, no longer apologizing for your gravity. You are the weight now. You are the moment. You are the shift. And every time they try to explain what's happening, every time they search for the words, every time they see the world bending to your stride, they'll come back to this. It's always been you. So go and walk through this world like it was carved for you, because it was. And go with the power of 1,000 silenced nights now roaring in your chest. This is your time, not to arrive, but to reveal. And when they see the truth of who you are, not the version they imagined, not the idea they created, but the unstoppable force you've always held within, they won't just remember you, they'll never forget you. Because you weren't made to be forgotten. You weren't made to fit in. You were made to stand out. You were made to disrupt. You were made to change everything. And now the world will finally feel what you've known all along. It's always been you. So now you carry the moment, not like a burden, but like a crown. And it glows, not because someone handed it to you, but because you earned it, step by step, scar by scar, lesson by lesson. There's no spotlight that can compare to the fire that burns in someone who knows they are walking in their truth. And yours? It's not a flicker. It's a blaze. It spreads across everything it touches. It warms those who are ready to rise, and it burns away the illusions of those who tried to stand in your way. It hits them again, harder this time, that weight of truth, the realization that while they were playing games, while they were building facades, you were becoming something real, something solid, something inevitable. You weren't performing, you weren't pretending, you were preparing. And there's no greater fear for those who live by illusion than the arrival of something undeniable, something they can't manipulate, something they can't define. That something is you. It's not just your actions now, it's your aura. You walk into rooms differently. You speak with certainty. Your silence carries volume. People feel your energy before they hear your voice. And when they finally hear it, it's not loud. It's clear, crystal, confident, controlled. You've stepped into something most people never touch. Full ownership of your journey, your past, your flaws, your brilliance. And now that you own it, nothing owns you. Look how they shift. Look how they watch, not out of pity, but in awe. You're no longer a name on the edge of their memory. You're a force stamped into their awareness. They speak of you differently now, some with regret, some with respect, some with fear, but all with recognition. Because you've done what they didn't think you could do. You proved them wrong, not by trying to prove anything at all, but by becoming exactly who you were born to be. They can't argue with that. They can't deny the work they never saw. They can't reverse the rise they ignored until it was too late. And that's what's hitting them now, like bricks, like thunder, like truth that finally caught up with them. You didn't change because of them. You changed in spite of them. So let the silence grow. Let the air thicken with the weight of who you are now. You've walked through fire, and now the flames follow you, not to consume, but to remind, to mark you. You are forged, not built in comfort, but in chaos, not shaped by approval, but by resilience. This is what they failed to understand. You weren't seeking to be accepted. You were seeking to be awakened. And now that you are, nothing can stop you. Let the world witness it now. Let the ones who doubted you feel it in the pit of their stomachs. That shift in gravity, that unspoken knowing. You're not chasing. You're not waiting. You're not hoping to be seen. You are the seen now, the focal point, the pulse that drives everything forward. This moment isn't loud. It's louder than loud. It's seismic. It's internal. It's spiritual. It's what happens when destiny catches up with the one who never gave up. That's you. And every step you take from here forward carries the weight of that journey, and it carries the truth. It's always been you. So when they ask how you did it, don't even answer. Just exist. Let your presence be the explanation. Let your glow be the story. Let your eyes, your calm, your confidence, let those speak louder than words ever could, because real power doesn't scream, it radiates. And you're glowing now in ways they never imagined. Your silence is powerful. Your patience, lethal. Your comeback, not even a comeback, because you never left. You were just becoming. Now the becoming is complete, and they feel it, and they know it, and they finally realize what they were standing next to, what they were doubting, what they were rejecting all along. The power, the grace, the storm, the presence, you. So walk forward, not with bitterness, but with clarity, not with vengeance, but with vision. You're not here to prove anything. You're here to fulfill everything. And every person who once overlooked you will now have to live with the sound of those words echoing in the background of their thoughts. It's always been you. Not once. Not now. Not lately. Always. And no force, no lie, no silence, no betrayal can rewrite that truth. Let them sit in that. Let them remember how they treated you. Let them try to piece together where they went wrong. But don't you look back. You've got too much ahead, too much rising, too much purpose, too much legacy waiting to unfold. This is your era. This is your moment. This is your breath coming back full, your power returning home, your light refusing to dim. Not because they believed, but because you did. And now, even the ones who didn't, they have no choice but to believe now, because the proof is standing in front of them, and it's undeniable, and it's glorious, and it's only the beginning.